Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today, Al Nygren, the Executive Director and Curator of the New Jersey Film Festival, stops by the studio with a preview of the films playing at the fall season of the festival. Then we check out some East Brunswick Public Library programs as the summer winds down with an end-of-summer reading party and a program where residents were able to hand-make their own ice cream. Mayor David Stahl brings us a brand new business spotlight from East Brunswick Day sponsors, Northfield Bank, located at the Brunswick Square Mall. Karen Perry sits down with the owner of Gold Medal Service to talk about a special presentation he will bring to the East Brunswick Public Library, co-sponsored by the Central Jersey Business Alliance. All this, plus we take a look at upcoming September events with programming and publicity librarian Melissa Hosick here at the East Brunswick Public Library. So stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now.
Hello everyone, it's Al Nygren from the New Jersey Film Festival here to give you an overview of the upcoming Fall 2015 season. The New Jersey Film Festival is a biannual festival and we're in our 34th year, and the fall program will begin on September 11th and will run on select Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings through October 18th. General admission is $10. Students and seniors get in for $9, and if you're a film co-op friend, a Rutgers Film Co-op friend, you get in for $8. Information about the festival is available at our website, which is www.njfilmfest.com, or you can call us for more information at 848-932-8482. Today you're going to be listening to me tell you a little bit about some of the films that I think are really terrific that we're going to be screening. 25 of them will be getting their New Jersey premiere and will be in competition for Best Feature, Best Short, Best Documentary, Best Animation, and that kind of stuff. So we'll be announcing the winners of the competition on October 8th. The first film I wanted to talk about is the very first film we'll be screening. It's called The Cart by Patrick Erickson. He lives in Poland, Lodz, Poland, and he's made this very, very interesting existential dreamscape film where a woman is pushing a cart. And it's very mysterious what she's doing, and it's just a magical film. If you like David Lynch films, I highly recommend this one to you. That kicks off the program on Friday, September 11th, and the feature that evening is by Brigitta Wagner, and it's called Rose Hill. And it's a kind of female buddy film along the lines of Thelma and Louise, although it's not, it doesn't have any real violence in it. It's much more of a road movie about two people who are facing important life decisions, and they kind of bond. It's a really well-shot film. Most of it is shot in Indiana University area, but they do go on a road trip throughout the Midwest, and the two performances by the leads are just absolutely astounding. Alice and Catronia, they're the two lead characters. And I highly recommend the film. Brigitta will be there to do a Q&A and introduce the movie, so you get a lot for that $10. And remember, you always get free food at any of our screenings, courtesy of Jimmy John's of New Brunswick. First come, first served. Come early. If you get the food, it goes sometimes pretty quickly. Then on Friday, September 18th, two great films, Welcome by Serena Dickman and The Angel of Nanjing by Jordan Horowitz and Frank Fernando. These two films kind of go together. Welcome is about a young Czech doctor who's done some humanitarian work in Africa, and then she's given all sorts of hell at U.S. immigration. It's a really, really great film that points out to many of the injustices that take place in our immigration policy. The Angel of Nanjing is a wonderful film about this man who lives in Nanjing and on a volunteer basis goes to the very famous bridge that goes over the Yangtze River, which is notorious for people jumping off the bridge to commit suicide. So what he does is that he prevents them from jumping and saves them from committing suicide. So it's a really wonderful portrait of a man who's taken on this mission to save his fellow man. That program again is Friday, September 18th, and we will be having some guests. We don't know exactly who yet. We'll check our website for more information. On Sunday, September 20th, an amazing double bill, Foster Dog by Lisa Alonzo-Veer and All in Time by Chris Fetchko and Marina Donahue. Both of these filmmakers will be on another program here on EBTV, so stay tuned for their filmmaker interviews in the next coming weeks. Friday, September 25th, also features some amazing films, 2 shorts. One of the shorts, De Wit by David Janssen and Sophie Basenbach from Germany, is an amazing cutout animation about a little boy who's raised by wolves. It's a wonderful film. And then It Plays Like Love is another feature film by Jeremy Waltman and Adam Lucas. Jeremy's first feature, Locomotive, was a winner at our festival, one of our previous festivals, so he's now back with his newest film. It's a really great love drama. It's a very sexy film. I highly recommend it. And both Jeremy and Adam will be there to do a Q&A, and that's on Friday, September 25th. Sunday, September 27th, features 2 films that focus on people with disabilities. Catching Up, directed by Bill Crossland, is about a young man who's trying to come to terms with a relationship with a person who's not disabled. It's really funny, enlightening film about the plight of disabled peoples and how very much they would like to be considered just like everybody else as normal human beings. Right Footed by Nick Spark focuses on Jessica Cox, who has no arms, and she learns how to drive and fly a plane, believe it or not, with no arms. An amazing documentary about an amazing woman. That's on Sunday, September 27th. Then on Friday, October 2nd, we have 2 short films that are really mind-blowing, Stream, Explore the Unseen, and Matryoshka. Both of them are quite wonderful, short, experimental films. And then the documentary that evening is called The Moment, Bonnaroo, by Ruben Meltzer. And this film focuses on the very famous music festival in Tennessee called the Bonnaroo. And it's one personal journey through that festival. Some wonderful performances are documented, and really a labor of love by a first-time filmmaker. Rounding the bend, folks, stay with me. Saturday, October 3rd, Matter, Space, and Time by Kira Benzing, and Lords of BSV by Maria Sokor. Maria Sokor will be our last filmmaker interview, so you can listen more about that program on that date. Then on Sunday, October 4th, the premiere of Archie's Betty by Gerald Perry. Jerry Perry's from Massachusetts, and he's obsessed with Archie's comics, and he wanted to know if the Archie's characters, Betty, Veronica, Jughead, all those folks were based on real people, so he did a lot of kind of investigative work, and he discovered that Betty Tokar, the woman who is based on Betty, actually lives in Edison, New Jersey. She's 94, and she's going to be coming to the screening, so it should be a lot of fun. We've sold a lot of tickets for this show already. If you're interested, go to our website, njfilmfest.com, to find out how you can purchase advance tickets. The rest of the lineup features films by Jersey filmmakers. On October 4th and October 9th, we call it Jersey Fresh, a wonderful series of films. Some of the highlights include 75 to 0, the documentary by Venanzio Cortese, which is about the very famous high school football team of 1966 that got their butts handed to them and lost 75 to 0. And it's a really wonderful film. I hope you will join us. And check out the website for more information about those films. And the last 3 programs in October focus on the winners of the Summer New Jersey International Film Festival. This is by popular demand. People go away to the shore, not always around in the summer, and they want to see the films that won. So we show them again in October. Come and check us out. So more information at our website, njfilmfest.com, or call us at 848-932-8482. Thanks so much for listening.
At the end of August at the East Brunswick Library, a party for Teen Reading Club members took place. And to wrap things up for the summer, adults learned how to make homemade ice cream the old-fashioned way.
This is the Teen Summer Reading Party here at the East Brunswick Public Library. We are celebrating all of our summer reading accomplishments this summer. Teens have been reading all summer long. I think we've logged over 500 books this summer, which is a really awesome, exciting job by the teens. And the teens are invited to come here and drop their raffle tickets for any of these wonderful prizes. They got a raffle ticket for every book that they read, for every review that they wrote, and if they completed our awesome reading game board, they got 20 extra raffle tickets. So lots of prizes to win over here, lots of raffle tickets to give out. We're doing DIY ice cream sandwiches, build it yourself, and we've got lots of other fun snacks and games to play today. We've got board games, we've got the Wii, and hopefully everyone's going to have a great time here at the Teen End of Summer Reading Party.
So I'm Melissa Hosick. I'm the Adult Programming and Publicity Librarian here at the East Brunswick Public Library. Today we're having a special treat to mark the end of the summer. We're making homemade ice cream. We're actually going to be using the old school hand crank method. People are actually going to have to put their arms to work to earn their ice cream today. This was an exclusive program. There were only 15 tickets and the first 15 people were there and we had quite a line. So we're going to make some vanilla ice cream. I've got some teen volunteers. I've got the muscle of 15 adults, and so we're going to have a lot of fun this evening. Wish you were here.
Hi, it's Mayor David Stahl with another edition of Business Spotlight. I'm really happy to be joined by Michael Widmer, the Executive Vice President of Northfield Bank right up here at Brunswick Square Mall. We know we like to shop East Brunswick. We also like to put our money in our banks right here in East Brunswick, and no better place than Northfield Bank. Michael, it's great to join you today up here at the branch, beautiful location here in Brunswick Square Mall.
Thank you, Mayor. It's good to be with you.
Let's first talk about your involvement in the community. I know that you've been really active in supporting many of the East Brunswick programs. Maybe you can go into some of the details with that.
Well, certainly, we have a slogan here at Northfield Bank. It's called United with the Community, and honestly, slogans are really useless unless you back it up, and we believe that we do that with events like East Brunswick Day and supporting the East Brunswick Education Foundation, the YMCA. So we're very active in those kinds of things, the Central Jersey Business Alliance, and that's what's important at Northfield Bank, and we do this throughout our market area in Woodbridge. We work with the Woodbridge Community Center. We work with events on Staten Island and in Brooklyn, and so we think that that's very important, and that's how we participate and think about community.
That's fantastic. Actually, I'm going to bring in Michael Reisner, who's the director of our Parks and Recreation Department, to join us. Mike, maybe you can pick up on Northfield's involvement with the summer programs and some of the other activities that your rec department has done this summer.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. We first started working with Northfield Bank last year. And they were of great assistance bringing us the first annual East Brunswick Day, and they actually stepped up even greater participation this year in regards to our second East Brunswick Day and also other summer activities and events throughout the year. This year, East Brunswick Day will be September 19th, Saturday. There'll be an East Brunswick Farmers Market. Our local youth group will be having a tricky tray as well, and there'll be lots of kids, free rides and activities. Live entertainment, and all this is made possible because of Northfield Bank's participation and support in our event. East Brunswick Day is basically the culmination of trying to exhibit all that East Brunswick has to offer, local businesses, nonprofits, youth organizations. Last year, Northfield was a big part of that success, and we hope this year will be an even greater event in 2015.
Thanks, Mike, and thanks for all the work your department did. Incredible summer series programming. And one thing I'll put a plug in for East Brunswick Day. Again, thanks to folks like Northfield Bank. We'll also be doing the Mayor's 7th Annual Dining for a Cause, where we raise money for many different charities. So we'll put a lot more details up on EBTV during the course of the next month to get everybody ready for Community Day. Mike, let's go back and talk about your branch here, in particular in East Brunswick. I know that you're probably a full-service bank. Can you talk a little bit about some of the services that you offer your customers?
Well, certainly, we like to say that we're high tech wrapped in a hug. I mean, that's kind of a not a real slogan, but we kind of think of it that way. But we have everything that the retail customer would be looking for. All of the online banking and the mobile banking platforms, as well as all the products, CDs and money markets and DDAs and savings accounts, home equity loans. But we also move into the commercial area with commercial lending, C&I, which is commercial and industrial lending, multifamily lending, a lot of deposit products, positive pay, and everything that the business customer would need. And rather than go down the list, we would love the opportunity for anybody out there looking that would like to talk about it. We'd love the opportunity to bring one of our business development people in to talk to them, the very fine Angie Serkis, whom I'm sure you've met before, and I'm sure anybody watching would love to meet her.
And she's very involved also with the Business Alliance here in town.
Absolutely, and she's, I think, right now functioning as the president of the Business Alliance, and perhaps for the next 2016 year, she will continue in that role.
Your location here at Brunswick Square Mall must be very convenient for your customers.
Oh, I think so. We've been here since 1972, actually, when Axia Federal Savings Bank, which was a long time ago, iteration of this company, opened, and that became Liberty Bank, and Liberty Bank was acquired by Northfield Bank, and continue to participate here in the community as Northfield Bank.
You talked a little bit about like the electronics world that's out there. Have you noticed a trend, particularly with respect to the everyday consumers, not to say the non-traditional business consumers, in terms of their use of the internet to do banking?
Oh, I think it's here to stay, and it's been growing every year. You know, I carry it around in my pocket on my iPhone, not to be plugging Apple, but I carry it on my iPhone. We do it with Androids, so internet banking and mobile banking is not a thing of the future. It's for real. It's here to stay.
But nonetheless, we still need the personal touch that only a local bank can.
We're wrapped in a hug, okay? We believe in that. You know, we think that community banks should be in the community doing what the community needs, and that's why the Community Day and East Brunswick Day is important to us.
Well, I know we certainly appreciate it on behalf of the township residents, your support for all the programs, because Mike's department does a wonderful job in providing services to our residents, but it's not easy. Just as consumers at home have budgetary issues, so does the township, and with your generosity, it helps create a lot of programming that probably would not exist without your support.
Well, that's terrific. It's personal for me, though. I mean, I'm an East Brunswick native. This is my hometown. I grew up here. I'm the product of your very fine public school system, and have memories that reach back into the early 60s. So East Brunswick is very special to me.
That's great. Let's talk about some of the basics. How many days a week are you open?
7 days.
And of course 24/7 if you're using it online.
Very good. Exactly right. Yes.
And in terms of your hours, I could imagine they're probably very long up here.
Yeah, varied. It depends on what day of the week, but it could be open as early as 9 o'clock. It could be staying open as late as 5 or 7 o'clock at night. You really need to check the hours. Every community is different, and whether it's from Brooklyn to Staten Island to various 9 different communities here in New Jersey, everyone is different, and we try to be responsive to the needs of the communities we're in.
Michael, if someone wants to get in touch with the bank after watching and learning a little bit more about your services, who should they call?
Well, I'd love for them to call the branch manager here in East Brunswick, Marissa Guagliardo, and she can be reached at 732-238-5660.
That's fantastic. Again, I want to really appreciate your support of East Brunswick, and I would ask all our residents at home that are watching that it's always good to support those businesses that are supporting your township, and no one has been a greater supporter of East Brunswick in terms of its rec department and many of the other services than Northfield Bank. As you heard Mike Reisner talk about, they've been actively involved in our community for the last 2 years in a major way. So again, I encourage you to come up to Northfield Bank here at Brunswick Square Mall, talk to Marissa, and see what services the bank can offer you. Again, thanks for watching.
Hello, I'm Karen Parry, Manager of Information Services at the East Brunswick Library and also Manager of the library's Business Resource Connection. I'm here to talk about an exciting event that's going to take place at the library on September 10th called How to Successfully Promote Your Business. This event is being co-sponsored by the library's Business Resource Connection and the Central Jersey Business Alliance. This is a wonderful free event for small business owners and entrepreneurs to get together, network, learn from each other, and get the secrets to marketing, growing their business, and gaining new customers. I'm joined today by Mike Agliaro. Mike is the co-founder of Gold Medal, a very popular company in East Brunswick. We see the yellow trucks everywhere we go for people who need service with their electrical or with their air conditioning. And he's also a founder of a company called Service Key, which is a company dedicated to coaching businesses so that they can gain the same success as Mike has gained throughout his many years in his career. Mike will be the keynote speaker at the September 10th event, and we are very excited because he's going to be helping our local businesses to gain insight and gain those tips that has made him so successful. So I'm joined here today with Mike. Welcome, Mike. And I'm going to ask you a few questions so
Absolutely.
we can get our viewers excited, and we hope to have everyone attend our event. Mike, you actually appeared on MSNBC's Your Business, where you offered your advice to entrepreneurs. How did you become so interested in helping and mentoring other businesses?
Well, Karen, we grew so fast, our company. I mean, we went from just a couple employees just about 10 years ago to now we sit at over 150 employees. And it became so successful, the company just started running itself. So my partner and I, a couple years ago, we said, we're so successful, what are we going to do now? We actually started to get a little bit bored, right? So I said, why don't we, small business, this is the pillars of what I consider everything, right? It's the pillars of the economy and everything. I'm like, why don't we go out there and we'll just tell everybody the secrets. We'll tell them what we're doing and how we're doing it. And my partner, Rob Zadati, says, all right, let's go out there and make a difference. And that's how we decided to get started in this.
That's great. Well, I know you're going to be talking about the 9 pillars of business mastery.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about what that means, Mike?
Yeah, so I went back and I looked at the last 10 years and I was trying to find what are these pillars, what are these things that any business, that if they just understood it on how they function, they could help any employee become greater, they can fix their company, and a lot of us just need to probably fix ourselves a little bit. So when I think of the 9 pillars, and I'll go through the 9 real quick, we're talking about mindset, skill set, and action set. And I won't go deep into each one of them, but if you ask yourself, some people just have a problem taking action. Or maybe they're a little foggy in their mind, they have all these limiting beliefs. And then we have the middle 3 pillars, which is clarity, alignment, and accountability. And a lot of people are doing things in their business, but their employees are like, well, what's going on? And the last 3 are the difference between training, coaching, and managing. So what I did was I built these 9 pillars that are like, it's like the recipe, like mom's special soup, right? And as long as you put all the ingredients in and you understand what the ingredients do, you get perfect soup. So I guess this is the recipe for making the perfect business soup.
That's great, Mike. Well, I have one other question. You say you help businesses go from ordinary to amazing. Can you define amazing, and how do we know when we've reached amazing?
Yeah. So, when we look at our employees, we have over 150 employees now. And how I used to look at his employees is the way they walked in the door and interviewed for me and I hired them is like, okay, I just looked at them for what they were. But see, most employees are hired and they're stuck in a little box. They're like, okay, I got you for this, kind of sit there and that's who you are. And I started saying to myself, what if there's so much more in them that they just needed me to ask a few things? Like, look, if you want to make anybody better, just ask a different question, right? So I started asking the employees like, hey, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? What's your why for even being here at Gold Medal Service? And all of a sudden they get passionate. They're like, oh, I'm here and I want to put my kids through college and I want a boat or a motorcycle or buy a house. And I'm like, okay, all we needed to do was align, what they really were here for, and then just show them how we can help them accomplish that. And all of a sudden, light bulb goes off, and guess what? They go from this ordinary, what most people think of, oh, I have a good job. And I mean, anybody who's got a good job is probably a little either bored or they're not excited, and we give them that level of excitement. And when you give people an injection of excitement, guess what happens? They become extraordinary really fast, really fast.
Mike, we are really excited to see you speak. To get our viewers even more excited, can you just give us a little sample about what you'll be talking about?
Absolutely, Karen. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel back the curtain And I'm going to give as many of the secrets, tips, and strategies on exactly what we used the last 10 years to go from under $1 million to almost 30 million we'll close out this year. So I'm going to give everything and anything I have in that period of time, and it is going to be totally amazing and incredible.
Well, it sounds like an incredible event, Mike, and we can't wait to hear you speak. So I want to remind all our viewers to please come on September 10th to the library between 6 and 8 p.m. to the library's event co-sponsored with the Central Jersey Business Alliance, How to Successfully Promote Your Business. We invite all local small businesses, entrepreneurs, retirees, people that are thinking about changing direction in their career. It's a free event. There'll be a free buffet provided by the Colonial Diner. Remember to bring your business cards. There'll be a question and answer period so you can actually ask Mike your questions and get his insightful advice. And we hope to see you all there.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hosick, and I invite you to attend our upcoming September events at the East Brunswick Public Library. All are open to the public. On Thursday, September 3rd at 7 p.m., Teresa Lamb will teach you how to source local and affordable organic foods. On Tuesday, September 8th at 7 p.m., Jim Rose will help you use meditation for peace and well-being in your everyday life. On Thursday, September 10th at 7 p.m., aspiring or experienced writers are welcome to attend the first meeting of the Writers Group. On Monday, September 14th at 7 p.m., join our new cookbook club. Test a new recipe and bring an appetizer to share. On Wednesday, September 16th at 7 p.m., Cindy Mussman will show you how to stage your home to make it more appealing to buyers. On Wednesday, September 30th at 7 p.m., Ron Granberg and Brian Nolan will help you navigate insurance and long-term financial planning. To learn more about our many other events, such as film screenings, crafting classes, and reading discussion groups, visit ebpl.org or follow us on social media. We hope to see you in September.